Not many of us have had this experience, but living alone can be a difficult thing to navigate. I recently moved countries and had never lived alone, even for a week at most. Let me tell you that it is one of the most interesting experiences you'll ever have. As you know, during the first 2 decades of your life, you're living with your parents. At home, where everything is normal. You know where everything is, the daily routines, the people around you who are familiar to you in every sense of the word. The smells, the noises, the things you see, something about them makes you call the house you're in your home. Every small thing matters in creating the special place where you grew up in. Tiny spaces or objects inside your house where countless memories arise from the years you've been there. It's everything a home should be, where you're most comfortable. But all that changes when you decide to move out. You leave that safe, all-knowing space you've been all your life and decide to venture off into an unknown place with nothing inside. It doesn't remind you of anything previously known and anything that you knew about. All the smells, sights, and sounds tell you no story that you can recall. And honestly, it can be pretty daunting. You're stepping into the unknown at the same time where you're experiencing one of the most exciting times of your life. You finally have a place to call your own and to make your own, but that only lasts for the first few days. You didn't know it at first, but you had grown accustomed to all the noise, all the movement of your family and friends, all the things that made your house run like it did. All of that is now missing, leaving you with a sense of emptiness and dread. The first days and weeks go by with discovering new things and places while you start to shape your place into something of your own. But you come to realize that it never quite feels the same. You start to wish you had some things from your old house, things you used every day, passed by without thinking. The familiar shelf you brushed by, the corner of the house with the pictures you memorized to pass by just perfectly so as to not hit them. The layout is different. The feeling of walking in the new space sometimes makes you anxious. But nevertheless, it's yours. Months go by when one day you suddenly realize that you were longing to get back home after a night out or a long day at work, but not your old home. Instead, your body is telling you it wants the place you have grown accustomed to the newly memorized corners and doors, to the chairs and sofas where you now fit comfortably and have molded to you. You realize that your home is now where you once had no attachment to, and that's when it shifts everything. You can now see that truly anything you give your love and attention to can become a part of you. Anything you dedicate uncountable hours and days to can become essential to your very existence. You can take a shell of what you once cherished and fill it with your soul. That's the beauty of creating your own space. Taking all the parts that make you who you are and letting them be free. The next part about living alone is all the silence and time that comes with it. All the unexpected moments where you realize you haven't said a word in hours or maybe even days. With all the outside noise suddenly taken out of your day-to-day life, you now observe all your thoughts and emotions with a crystal clear lens. A deeper dive into yourself, you might say. And I know it sounds frightening to have all that time and space for your mind to do what it wants, as it could lead you to thinking about things you never dreamed of. Who am I really? What do I want from life? What am I doing here in the first place? all types of thoughts and messages flow through your head all at once and overwhelm your normal speed of thinking. All I can say is that this is the greatest curse and biggest blessing you can get. You will pass by some of the worst times and best times inside your head, criticizing yourself at every turn for things you do or don't do, realizing truly life-changing aspects about yourself that you never knew were inside you all this time, and striking revelations about the person you are and want to be. All of these things happening at once can make you short-circuit for a while and leave you stranded in a place you don't know, feeling alone and making you regret every single decision you have ever made. But then, things start to turn the other way. You start to delve deeper into your thoughts, understanding where they come from. You start to formulate why you feel certain things at certain times and what they mean to you personally. Realizing that a thought you always figured was a part of you was never yours to begin with. All the little things that made you who you are start to fall away at the newly opened, never-ending space that is inside of the new you. The new person who has their mind open to a realm of possibilities. You finally see that the world was never your home, and the place you spent the last 2 decades never was. You can go anywhere. You can be anyone. And you can transform your life into anything you please. The invisible strings that pulled your life in different directions are no longer there. And now, you have control over your own strings. You can put yourself into any direction you want and have the freedom to truly pursue it. You learn of deeper understandings about yourself and the things around you, how things make you feel, and the thoughts that go inside your head when something happens. Everything feels new and alive again, as if you're seeing them for the first time. Your heart and mind are still with you, but renewed by greater understandings about yourself and who you are. You start to fantasize about all the things you want to do, places you want to go, all the projects that you want to create, and adventures to run off to, just waiting for you to discover them. Then, one day, on a slow, calming weekend, you remember about the time you first got to this new place, how different it felt, and how empty it was compared to now. Before you filled it with trinkets, sofas, chairs, and personal items. How it was a little space in the big world that was waiting for someone to take it and make it their own. You remember how unfamiliar it was, and the longing you once had for the place you called home. But now, this place is your home, and it's yours to keep. Now you're filling it with memories and memorizing every inch of the space, creating the little sounds and routines which make it special to you. That's when you know you've learned so much about you and so much about navigating life. You arrived there and grew to fit the shell with something new. If you like this type of video and you want to see something more, please subscribe and share in the comments the thoughts you have about your own experiences with this type of topic. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll probably be posting another one every 3 times a week. So next one should be Friday. Thank you.